Hello, my name is Joey Pauly from Applied Leadership Teams. This is a series of videos about the true colors concept. These are exercises, micro learning events on how to apply true colors and the true colors cards. As we say at my company, any learning not applied is lost. So these are different ways to be able to apply what you've learned in true colors and other areas. This video is specifically about other people's perception of your style. The first thing you're going to need is one, you're going to need a set of cards. Second thing you're going to need is a person other than yourself. That person can be a friend, it can be a colleague, it could be your significant other. It could be anybody you want, just somebody that knows you and that will give you good feedback. Next, once you have this person, I want you to take those cards and I want you to say, would you put these cards in order of most like me to least like me? You can introduce the true colors concept, but you're going to ask them, can you put these cards in most like me to least like me? Tell them to follow their gut rather than scrutinize each group, and give them as many directions as you like. But once you kind of give them the directions and they start processing it, I want you to just shut up and notice. Right? Notice their process, because as they're starting to move around cards and they're looking at cards and they're going to put this one in this order and then they shift one back and then they shuffle them around a little bit, and notice their process, like make notes in your head about that or on a sheet of paper, and because you're going to ask about that later. This physical process of them kind of moving around and looking at these cards, it's actually a manifestation of what happens inside of their head as they try to understand you. Once they do it and they have the cards in order of most like you to least like you, now's the time to ask questions. Ask them about their process. Ask them about what you noticed. Maybe they got stuck at one point and like, what happened there? Ask them, was it easy? Was it hard? And just be curious about that process. And hey, why did you put this card in front of this card? Was there something that made that happen for you instead of putting this card in front of this card? Whatever you might be curious about. At some point, they're going to ask you and say, well, what are you actually? If you're not ready for that conversation yet, don't fall for the bait. Because once you show them what you actually are, if it's similar or different, you're talking about the similarities and difference. You're talking about that perception instead of them, how they process you. So you might not want to get to that point just yet. Once you're ready, though, you will show them and you'll say, well, I actually put myself like from here to here, or no, you got it right on. And this is how I did it. And talk a little bit about those similarities, those differences, how you show up with them. If things are different, explore that. If things are similar, explore that. This is not a time to be able to diagnose. This is a time to be able to understand and explore as many options as possible, because this is just one of many data points and understanding how people and other people perceive you and your style. In this process, I do remind you to laugh. It's interesting. It's funny how others and we process ourselves in this world. Okay. Then at some point, they might ask you, it's like, okay, do me. Why don't you put these cards in order of most like me to least like me? And you can mirror that process and have a little bit of fun with it to be able to learn and self-development and learn your leadership styles, your strengths, dig into those blind spots a little bit more. It's something I always love to do. And while you're at it, do subscribe. I'm going to be making a few more of these videos on how to apply the true colors concept so you can be able to work with yourself, become a better leader, become a better team member, become a better person because you understand yourself more, your strengths, and how you show up in this world. I look forward to digging deeper with you all.